Hey, Brandon, pour me another one.
We sing, you know, Mario always add those couple little joints at the end of it. We gonna pour a little something. You see that video of the dude, the cartoon video of the guy singing in the fast food restaurant? He's like, he's trying to decide what he want to order. He's like, let me get He said, let me get
He said, okay.
It's all right. He said, let me get
I haven't seen that video in a minute.
That joint's a class. He said, let me get Let me get That video's a classic, man. Let me get
Yo, I forgot all about that video.
That video's so great, man. Oh, man. I'm gonna stop playing. All right, let me get Oh man, what a time!
Oh man, I haven't heard that video in a minute.
We got to watch that joint, and of course the classic is the Soldier Girl on the train.
Oh yeah.
We used to watch that joint like every day.
Every day.
She's like, I'm a chill, shawty.
I'm a chill.
She's like at the Eli train station. How dare you jump up in my face?
And say, God damn, they me about some old lady. You know the old lady calls me?
She said, Soldier Girl, in the A. We're gonna put links to these videos on Instagram, and we're gonna like find a way to repost the video so y'all can see these. Y'all saw Genuine. Y'all saw Genuine get resuscitated.
Absolutely.
On 106 at Park. Oh shoot. Speaking of 106 at Park, did I tell you I just bumped into AJ from 106 at Park last weekend?
What? Where was he at?
He was at Park on 14th.
Okay.
For the Dussepalooza joint. Howard Homecoming weekend.
Was he hosting?
Yeah, he was hosting. Yeah, he was there. So when I pulled up, because I was going to link up with my man, shout out to Mozart, DJ Mozart. Yes. I was going to link with my man.
Great composer.
Stop it. My boy Bo. And we so he was like, yo, just meet me at Park, dress up a little bit, we're gonna have a good time. I thought he was DJing. He wasn't. He was like, just working the room and everything like that. So when I got there, you never know how the bouncers and the people at the door are gonna treat you. So I'm just like, hey man, I'm with the DJ, right. Bouncers, they be kind of having bad attitudes. Like, bro, it's not my fault. Whatever you got going on, it's not my fault. So then I'm sitting at the door. He's like, all right, cool. Let me just check your ID. I'm like, whoa. And then behind me, I'm like, this tall person is there. I'm like, what's this? I turn around, and it's AJ from 106 and Park. I'm like, oh, snap. I was like, yo, what's up, bro? He didn't say anything to me.
He just kept it moving.
He actually gestured for me to walk inside because I was holding him up.
I'm weak.
He didn't. I said out of my mouth, I said, hey, what's up, bro? He didn't say one word.
He couldn't even say, hey, chillin', man. Let's get it. Let's get in here. Trying to get in here, man.
No.
That's crazy.
I said, damn, I'm a peasant.
Nah, man.
So I walked up in there, had a great time, went up to the top floor. The park is fire. Shout out to, like I said, my bro Mozart. Shout out to Fred.
Hammond.
No, Fred that works at Park.
Okay.
He's a great guy, man. I did a lot of cool networking and meeting some great people in there. I don't even know how I just got on that.
Nah, it's cool, man. This is good. We got to talk about
we were
this
talking about 106 at Park because Genuine they was like, yo, let's try that thing where we revive Genuine and bring him back to life.
Hey, look, we got to talk about the city, man. Like, whenever we go anywhere in this area, we're going to talk about it.
We have to, man.
So, yeah, that's kind of cool. Like, Howard Homecoming, you got a chance to step out.
Yeah.
You ran into AJ.
I did a bit too much, actually.
What else were you up to?
Nothing worth discussing. I was out. I was out a lot.
Wow.
I'm trying to network. When the music, I'll put it to you like this, and we talked about this off mic before.
Yeah.
Artists out there, you have to understand that the music is a small percentage of what it takes to be a successful artist out here. You got to be out here networking. You make these songs, they might be great for the club, but how you gonna get it in the club? You know what I'm saying? Of course, you can go online and submit your singles to these DJ pools so that DJs all around the world who are part of certain organizations can pull your music from there, and then they can add it to their playlist and play it in the club. The more music you put on there, the more times they see your name, and then the probability of them selecting your song from the pool goes up. But you also got to be out here in your city, man. A lot of artists who blow up, they take over their city first. They're already moving in their city and able to tour around their area before things go to that next level.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, having good music is one thing, but
Yeah.
if people don't know who you are, they're not consuming your product, and your name's just not coming up in conversations that you probably want it to come up in.
Yeah.
So when people start making phone calls and they're thinking of people that they want to pull into their projects, if you're not mentioned, that means you're not networking enough and you're not in the right circles. So definitely got to be a huge part of what you're doing in your pursuit. You got
to be out here. Of course, the music is first. The music like shout out to Kevin Shine, my guy Kevin Shine just told me this in the meeting the other day. He said, your music will get you in rooms that you can't get yourself into first, right? So the music has to be good first, and then from there you got to network, you got to move around, you got to meet more people, and you got to be willing to support other artists too. You know what I mean? You got to be willing to kind of mix your crowds together, because that's how other artists, their audience will discover you, and vice versa. And then you build up the community, you build up your city, and from there everything grows. So it's crazy how we go from these really ridiculous topics to really serious ones and back and forth like that.
That's real, yeah.
But we back.
So let me ask you this, man. Every time
when you say it like that, I know it's the best.
Every time, man. Look, so there's a reason why I'm asking this question, and I'll address it afterwards. But the question is, have you ever had an off performance? And if so, do you still take that check? Or did you feel bad enough to say, look, that wasn't it?
Absolutely.
And you don't take the check.
What they say in the R. Kelly interview, what he say? Absolutely no, it's not.
Absolutely no, it's not.
I don't care what the performance is like.
You still take that check?
First of all, I probably already got half up front. First of all.
Right.
Yes, I'm taking my money.
Okay.
Of course I'm taking the bread.
But how do you feel?
I still completed the performance.
How do you feel, like, personally? How do you feel about, that situation?
Well, I've never had a paid gig where I felt that I didn't do well.
Okay.
And I'm definitely not about to be like, oh man, let me not take this money that I'm going to use to pay my bills just because like my voice cracked or the audience wasn't engaged or whatever the case is. It's a hard no, brother. It's a hard no.
Well, I'm gonna tell my story where I did do a paid gig a couple weeks ago. It was it's a pretty big event, and it just actually was not vocally where I wanted it to be.
Absolutely no, it's not.
And I know I was being hard on myself. I'm sure that the people in the audience were completely fine, but when you know what you're capable of. Yeah. And I know how I sounded in rehearsal. Yeah. And then when I got on the stage, it just wasn't where I wanted it to be. Yeah. And I felt a little bad accepting the check. I definitely still took the check, and it's in the bank.
It's in the bank.
It's already in there. I've already spent it. But I felt bad, bro. Like I felt bad. I was like, man, like I can't believe that this is what I gave them. And and then to add insult to injury, I was like, I need a recording of this to make sure I sounded how I thought I sounded. So I requested a audio recording and listened back to it, and I was like, oh, okay, actually it wasn't that bad. But then like 2 days later, I listened to it again, and it was. Oh man, it was
because I was going to try to pass out the words of consolation, like sometimes it's all in our head,
Yeah,
and just because we know our potential.
It was so. Let me say this. It was flat. It wasn't vocally bad. It just was.
And make sure it wasn't vocally flat.
No. In musical terms or as far as like pitch, no, it was not flat. Meaning it was a very flat performance, figuratively. Yeah, it was dry. There wasn't a lot of emotion where I wanted it to be to start off. And I think just kind of thinking back to like why that happened, I feel like when I started the performance, I was kind of in a different space. Like I was thinking about what I was going to do afterwards. And then I was like, oh shoot, I'm in the middle of a performance. Yeah. And then I like came into what I was doing and started thinking about the words of the song. So that was just, that was a mistake on my end. You kind of actually have to get into what you're doing. Yeah. And a lot of times, honestly, like I will have the opportunity to get into that space. If you're ever around me before I have a performance, you'll see that I'll get really quiet. And that's usually me trying to shut off any thoughts, anything that's happening, and getting kind of into a zone so that I can take that on stage. And that for me kind of comes from theater, where, I kind of learned before you get on stage, you have to have a purpose to the story. Where were you just coming from? And why are you on the stage right now talking? Yeah. And it's not because you're just spurting out lines. There's a story that you're trying to tell. So, I've definitely taken that into my performance approach. And I just think that, I was just kind of in a different space. The pandemic has kind of put us all in a bit of a rusty area, and it was good for me. And every performance I've had since then has been on the money. So,
right.
But yeah, I wanted to ask that question because I was feeling a little guilty about it.
Yeah, it happens, bro. It happens, and you know, when you do something so often, like just singing or whatever your thing is, sometimes because you're already good at it, you can kind of go on autopilot. And I notice that about myself when I perform a lot, that I'll go on autopilot because I know what I'm doing. I've rehearsed it so many times, and I'm just trying to, at that point, I'm just trying to execute what I've already been planning for such a long time. You know what I mean? Yeah. So then I'll go and I'll kind of blank out, but I know that I finished the song, and I don't see any weird looks on anyone's faces, so I know I didn't mess up or anything.
Yeah.
So it's a completely different task to stay engaged yourself while you're doing it. I feel like that sounds kind of like what Simone Biles was talking when she didn't go back and compete during the Olympics, when she decided to sit out, when she said she had that thing called the Twisties, and they said that's kind of like where they're like up in the air and they forget what they're doing.
I had the Twisties that night.
Yeah, you had the Twisties?
I was twisted.
Never mind, this joint is called the Twisties. This episode is definitely going to be called the Twisties.
Had the Twisties, Senegalese Twisties.
You had the
I had the Senegalese Bantu knot Twisties in my performance, because that was definitely something different for me. I don't know what happened there, but it won't happen again.
Yeah, that definitely happens to me sometimes. So I got to work really hard to be engaged.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm taking that check.
Yeah.
Bottom line.
Yeah. I mean, we all have off days at work, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't mean you about to just go to your boss and say, never mind. You know what? Erase those 8 hours I just worked. Don't worry about it. Y'all put that in your pocket.
Put that in your pocket. Go get yourself something nice. No chance. I just saw a video of who was it? I think it was Lil Durk was performing somewhere. So he's doing the show. You getting paid to do the show.
Yeah.
And he left the show early because he didn't like the energy from the crowd. He said, hey, look, hey, it's been fun, but I'm not really feeling the energy tonight, so I'm about to wrap this thing up right now.
Wow.
And he left.
That actually happened one time. I like to go to comedy shows with Perla, and we were we went to go see Rennie. You know Rennie? Yeah. So we went to go see him. He came here.
Is he funny?
He is funny. I think he's social media funny still, and he's still trying to kind of find his footing in stand up comedy.
Being a real comedian, yeah.
So he'll get there for sure. But he was funny. I mean, I like him, and I was laughing. But and actually, there was a dude from Baltimore who was really funny who was there.
Yeah. Was he opening for Rennie?
Yeah.
And he was funnier than Rennie?
Yeah. But there was another comedian who was there, and he was just like crashing. Like, it was just a terrible performance. And he actually was like, "Oh, y'all, if y'all want me to get off the stage?" And the crowd said yes. They said yes. He's like, "Oh, I ain't never had this happen to me before. I've been to 50 different cities this past 2 weeks, and y'all gonna come at me like blah blah blah." He's like, "Y'all want me to get off stage?" They said yes, get off stage. And he said, "You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna get off stage." And of course, the comedian that came in after killed him and just kind of went in on him.
Yeah.
But I've never seen that before.
Yeah, you can't go out like that, bro. It don't matter if you're not funny. You gotta bow out gracefully. Hey, look, it's been fun.
Yeah, just in your set.
And you know what? If you're really creative, find something funny to say to get you to say, "Hey, look, my mom just called and said my cat fell in the washing machine. I gotta go get he in there on the spin cycle. I gotta get my meds about it. Do something." You know what I'm saying? But that comes with the experience and everything, and that comes with you gotta be willing to be exposed. You know what I mean? And when you're exposed, you gotta be willing to take everything that comes with it. And my man, whoever he wasn't ready for that.
I'm sure it was a humbling experience. Sometimes you kind of just need that.
Maybe he was on a run in all 50 cities before that one. He was the man.
Yeah,
he pulled up.
Have you ever had a humbling performance where you're like, I got some work to do. I'm not where I want to be. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I know all the way back when I was in high school, the city of Virginia Beach was having High School Idol. That's when American Idol was really big, and there's 11 high schools in Virginia Beach, and they had the top people from each high school come audition.
Yeah. Of course, that was you.
And luckily, I did get an audition. I was able to get in there, but
you're so humble.
But what happened was, I went into the audition room, and it just wasn't it. It wasn't it. Like, and I was like, they were like, we're trying to get you to the live shows. Can you sing one more song for us? Like, they wanted me. They had heard me in the previous rounds.
What do you think went wrong? Do you think you picked the wrong song?
I think I did not prepare.
Oh, okay.
And I'm sure you know me over the past few years. Like, you've known me for like 10 plus years. I practice.
Yeah.
I practice and that's one thing that was a humbling experience for me. you can't just lean on I can sing. When you get in the room, you need to have things kind of mapped out and rehearse and know where you're going in the song and what you want to do. And then in the moment you can pick and choose and play around with certain things, but kind of have a foundation ready to go and a plan set up for your performance.
You definitely got to be in shape. Yeah. Physically, vocally, mentally, and you got to be prepared to go in there and be focused. Yeah. You got to be focused. Yep. Can't be on autopilot. It don't work for everybody like that. Nah. You know? I've been blessed to glide through a couple of performances in life, and I stress only a couple where I've kind of autopiloted and it still went well. But that's not the way to go. I'm not enjoying that myself. You know what I mean? Yeah. But sometimes, you know, when you got a lot of different things going on, you just want to get something. If something's been taking a lot of energy out of you, just preparing for, you kind of just want to get it over with. Yep. So I've been in that situation before where I've had like full shows and I'm like, oh my God, like I just want to chill, bro. Like I just want it to be over so I can rest.
I found myself doing that when I was doing cruise ships where, you know, you do the same songs, same shows, same thing every night, same time, same route, same blocking. Yeah, same thing, all same costume changes at the same time. I'm not joking about the same time, right? And I had to try to make sure I mixed it up. So on some of the songs, I would try to do something different vocally or whatever, because it really is easy to kind of just be on autopilot, and you're just, I'm here earning my check, just getting through the song, whatever. And I'm sure that artists who have those hits, like you got that hit that everybody want to hear when you're performing or whatever, you're like, all right, man, like I got to go out here and sing Halo one more time, or all right, I got to go out here and, you know, and I don't know, sing my hit one more time. So
yeah. How many times do you think Genuine had them revive him on stage? I just want to know, do you think that his background guys got tired of bringing him back to life?
I hope that it was just a one-time thing, because you can't keep getting revived. You can't have too many revivals.
They had something like that on, you know, like my superhero shows on Arrow. They had the Lazarus Pit. When people would die, they put them in the Lazarus Pit and they come back to life.
I'm weak.
You think they was putting Genuine in the Lazarus Pit?
I hope not. That's ridiculous. That's too much. Somebody on his team needed to say, nah.
You stay dead this time?
First of all, you did this on national television on 106 Park.
They said, oh, we got bad news, guys. They said something happened to Genuine backstage.
AJ and Free said, I don't know what's going on.
And the audience was like, oh my God.
Genuine.
Oh no, Genuine.
Oh my goodness, what's going on? What's going on in Genuine?
Oh my!
What's wrong with him?
What's wrong with him? We don't know to this day.
Man,
shout out to Genuine. Shout out to TGT.
Yeah, TGT.
They have an iconic TGT performance. The one with Genuine was falling asleep.
When he was blinking off of that Red Bull.
Hey, we're gonna say off that Red Bull.
Yeah, that Red Bull was laced.
That Red Bull it gave him wings.
Yeah, definitely. That dude was blinking into another life.
Hey, he was trying to wake up, bro.
He was trying to get revived.
He needed to hit the pit, hit the Lazarus pit. Because he didn't have his people with him, man.
If y'all get a chance, check that video. Just go on YouTube and type in TGT performance, Genuine blinking out of his mind. I don't know if he had an eyelash in his eye or what was going on, bro.
Man,
that was crazy.
Man, what's in his eye?
That was crazy, man.
Oh my God.
And you can see how mad Tank and Tyrese were, man.
Tyrese was so mad.
They were tight.
You know how Tyrese be mad, man.
Tyrese can't hold it in.
Rants.
He can't hold it in.
Talking about that video of Tyrese that keeps going around that they keep using on Twitter. Remember that time when he did that rant about his child and like his family, and he was like crying. Yeah. But there's a clip of it where there's somebody who sounds like Tyrese and the phone falls, but I know it's not him. But they're saying congratulations. He's like, oh my God, congratulations! And the phone falls over. He's like. And that joint is so fun because people on Twitter are so witty, right? That they put it at the right time. You know what I'm saying? So there was this guy who said, in big caps, he was like, all caps. He's like, "Hey guys, my wife just passed the bar. She's gonna be a lawyer. I'm officially gonna be a house husband."
Nice.
And somebody retweeted that joint with the video. Was like, "Congratulations," because they was hating on him, and I was also crying tears with Tyrese. We cried together.
Yeah, people are funny on the internet, man.
Man, oh man, so creative.
Well, hey, look, Whiskey Wednesdays, we are here.
We try to kick things off 20 minutes in.
Yeah, 20 minutes in. I don't even know where those random conversations came about, but that's how we do things. Yeah. And, you know, from some time to time we get the Twisties.
Twisties?
And that's what happened.
All right.
That's what happened. So you wanna introduce what whiskey we're gonna be drinking?
Yeah. So I stopped by a liquor spot in Georgetown. Stop by a liquor spot in Georgetown, and just to pick up actually my favorite whiskey, Rowan's Creek, which we have a bottle of here with us. But the guy at the bar or at the liquor store, he said, "Yo, there's a new company here in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, they have a new whiskey and they're trying to get it out, so they're passing out free samples for people to try. So we thought it would be cool for us to try this local brand, the very first one, live on air, and give you guys our honest opinion right off bat, and then shout them out, and you can taste them too for the fellow whiskey lovers who are on here with us. So it looks like the company is called Virginia Distillery, right? So that's pretty straightforward. And the drink is called Courage and Conviction.
I like it. Yeah. Courage
and Conviction. The wrapper looks dope. It's like blue and kind of orange. Nice packaging, almost like a perfume.
Yeah, like a burnt orange, yeah.
You think like a perfume bottle?
Yeah, I can see perfume.
Or perfume box?
Yeah, or I could even see like a cigar sitting in this box.
Yeah. So we got a little sample size bottles, and we're going to crack them open live on air with you guys, and then we're going to taste this, and we're going to see what we think.
And I'll say this. It says, with notes of caramel and butterscotch, our flagship American single malt evolves on the palate with hints of bright red fruit, raspberry, cocoa, barrel spice, and vanilla. The finish is creamy and exceptionally smooth.
Pause.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's a hard pause on that creamy. But okay, so it's caramel, butterscotch, single malt, fruit, raspberry, cocoa, barrel spice, vanilla. You just said all that.
It sounds like it might be all right.
Yeah, so we're gonna crack them open. Right, we each have a bottle, so we're gonna pour them in our glasses. We already got the one big cube in there.
Yep. Ice Cube. Shout out to Ice Cube.
And today was a good day. Shout out to Ice Cube. Shout out to Big 3. So we're gonna crack these joints open right now.
All right, here we go.
If I can get this plastic, I don't really have nails.
This is not the little travel size thing either.
It's probably double that.
This is a road trip size.
Yeah. Cross country.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
You got the plastic. You got nails?
Nah, not really.
Check me a second. Okay, let me see here. First thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna smell it.
Yeah.
And see what it smells like.
Oh, it smells like whiskey. Smells like whiskey.
Do you smell any of the other ingredients they mentioned? Like
absolutely no, it's not. I smell whiskey.
You don't smell It don't smell bad. It's not. It doesn't smell strong.
No. It don't smell like that Rowan's Creek over there.
Oh yeah, that big dog. That'll burn your nose hairs. All right, let's pour it up.
There we go. Yeah, that's good. That's a good amount.
That's a good amount.
Okay, I'm actually feeling this bottle size right here. This is
How many ounces does it say? What's it did? 50 milliliters.
50 milliliters. Okay, yeah. This is good. This is a good pour. We always use the big ice cubes, and I'm gonna let this chill and get a little cool for a second. But I'm excited to taste this with y'all, man. And hopefully we can get this company tagged and shout them out and let them know how we feel about it. And,
absolutely. This is one more time. This is Courage and Conviction by Virginia Distillery. All right.
Yep.
You ready to test it?
Let's do it. Whiskey Wednesdays, episode 06.
06.
Yeah, this is good.
That's nice.
Yeah, and then you get a little bit of aftertaste of some of those flavors that they were mentioning.
You taste it? Yeah, I taste. I do taste the caramel. It's not too bitter. Yeah. It's smooth. I taste that caramel thing they were talking about. I'm trying to find it. Where is it written here?
Cocoa.
You taste the cocoa?
I really kind of taste vanilla a little bit. Which
that's in there too. That was the last thing they mentioned, vanilla. Yeah. I feel like I taste a little barrel spice.
The barrel definitely it definitely has a little smokiness to it.
Yeah, but it's not overwhelming.
No,
it's not overwhelming. This is actually a really balanced whiskey right here.
It's very smooth.
It's very smooth. It kind of reminds me of Douce, even though that's a cognac. Yeah, you get that?
Yeah. One thing I'm noticing that is it doesn't burn going down. And I wonder, because we're not having it warm or neat. We're not having it neat, but I wonder how it would be if we did. But this is smooth. I could do this.
Yeah, I feel it though.
Yeah.
I feel the heat, a little bit, but it's not like the Rowan's Creek. Like it's not going in and straight burning the esophagus.
No. It's 92 proof, so we're gonna feel it. Yeah, 92 proof, 46% alcohol.
This is good. This is actually really good.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to stick with this for a minute, and then when it's done, of course, we're going to go into the Rowan's Creek.
Yeah. We're definitely diving into the Rowan's Creek.
The big dog. So shout out to Virginia Distillery one more time. maybe we'll get in contact with you guys and we'll try some more of your stuff on air.
Yeah,
absolutely, we'd love to. This is Courage and Conviction by Virginia Distillery.
Yeah, Fire and Desire by
Fire and Good stuff.
Look, man, I'm excited about this next topic.
Let's jump in,
this
bro.
all week, man. So, this crossed my mind. I wanted to ask, who is a one-hit wonder you wish would have kept going?
Jesus.
Now I'm gonna preface this with this. One-hit wonder could also be a person who had 2 songs, or a one-hit wonder could be a person who had 10,000 songs, but we only remember one of them. And you know what? Even with this, you can even say that you're glad they didn't keep going too. If you want to go ahead and mention that. So,
you know what I just thought about?
What's up?
Is Amarie a one-hit wonder?
I know one thing.
She has the other song too, though. She has the joint that Ariana Grande and 2 Chainz sampled. Why Don't We Fall in Love? I like that one.
Yeah, that was good.
But I don't. That one was on 106 in Park. Shout out to AJ again.
Yeah.
On 106 in Park for an extended period of time. But was it really a hit?
Yeah.
Why don't we? I love that beat. First of all. All right, man. Go ahead. So Amarie's kind of out there.
Amarie is a possibility. She's a possibility.
But I'm a fan of Amarie, man. We need an undercard on Versus where they only do like 5 songs.
There was a post about Amarie where they were going through some of her songs, and she has songs. Right. I would say Amarie at least has 4 or 5 songs.
She should do an undercard.
Yeah.
Versus needs to do undercards where they do people who only have like 5.
It's slightly disrespectful though, like to have an undercard as a Versus.
It's a Versus where if we're positioning it as a matchup, then give me all the boxing matches. Everybody's coming to see Wilder and Fury, but you got the other guys fighting before them.
You don't want to be in the music industry for 20 years and you're on somebody's undercard.
But it's not like you don't know that you didn't have a lot of hits. You know,
but you don't
we know.
You don't want to highlight it and be like,
why not? If everybody who goes to Versus, they get a piece of being on Versus, right, moving forward, and your streams go up by the 1,000th percentile.
Yeah,
man, you better get on there and do your 5 little songs, collect your check, and go home.
You can't be too proud.
You can't be too proud.
All right, so look, this is what we got. This is what we got on the list. Now, y'all, this is gonna be funny, and it's gonna be a lot of artists that you're probably like, dang, I forgot about them. So we got Sunshine Anderson.
Dang, I love that. Come home late.
Yep.
It seems we barely meet the sun. I love that song.
The whole story, everybody knew it. Everybody, the dude's gonna come tapping my shoulder, thinking you gon' get you.
And they still play that joint out here. When they try to get the ladies.
Yeah, mix it in a little bit.
Smelling like some fragrance.
Yeah, that I don't even wear. Like we all know the song.
That song is great.
And that was what she got. That's what she got. Yeah.
That's what she gave with the guitar and
that one hit.
Great, man.
We got Blue Cantrell.
Yeah, they might as well be cousins.
Now it's around the same time too when they were both coming out. I put Gym Class Heroes on the list. I remember in high school they had the "Take a Look at My Girlfriend." You're the only one I got. Did they have something else? The lead singer, I think he was doing his own thing. Yeah,
that's when around that time when they were really moving that's when I first got introduced to Tiger because he was on one of their songs.
Okay.
What's the other song? Yeah, you sang that one. Tiger had like a lime in the coconut song. Lime in the coconut and twisted all up. And I think they were on that joint.
I'm glad he's evolved to taste. I will say that I feel like Gym Class Heroes, I felt like they had a lot of potential because they were a different type of group.
Yeah.
And they probably could have been within the Maroon 5 realm. Yeah. Of course, what was the lead? Do you know the lead guy?
I thought his name was like Travis.
Something, yeah.
Travis something.
He wasn't really singing per se. He was kind of like rapping, yeah. But
it was like a punk rap.
I thought it worked, especially for that time period. They could have been all right.
Yeah, man. Maybe they had a whole run and we just don't know about it.
Yeah.
If y'all know anything about Gym Class Heroes, if they had a longer run than we think, they kind of fit in that NERD lane a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, not so weird.
No, not yeah. They weren't that far left.
Yeah.
But they definitely kind of fit in that punk rock hip hop crossover kind of thing. So
yeah,
maybe they're not one hit wonders, but for right now, that's all we know. So we're gonna stick with it.
Sure. NERD's weird is a good weird, of course.
Of course.
Cassie, we put Cassie up here.
Yeah.
Rightfully so. I mean, yeah.
Listen, man, it doesn't matter. First of all, it doesn't matter that she had one mega hit because. What year did that song come out? What year did Me and You come out?
Had to be early 2000s.
Cassie came out with Me and You, and I used to hop off the school bus, and haul with the when you got your books in your backpack,
bouncing all around,
and they bounce on
heavy
because you running trying to get home.
I had one of the roller drinks in middle school.
Oh no, that's crazy.
We hit the back of it, yeah.
That's crazy. I had one, but that joint it hit your heels.
It hit the heels, yeah.
Cassie dropped Me and You in 2006.
Wow.
I run home to hit. What's that joint on MTV? TRL. It was on TRL. It was on 160 Park. Diddy was pushing that joint.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to see Cassie hit them dance moves.
Yep.
It's me and you. It's just me and you.
Yeah, that's a hit.
It's just us two. Cassie had that jump. I did like the other song she had when Ryan Leslie, when he was over there at Bad Boy, he had her song, and she got a long way to go.
Yeah, that one.
But it wasn't a hit.
Addicted to you.
But that's his song. That's his song.
Yeah, she was on it. Yeah. But yeah.
And then she had a more recent song that came out over the last couple of years ago that I actually liked. It was real smooth. Mm-hmm. She wasn't really doing too much of singing. It was kind of like that speak singing. It wasn't a hit, but it was a good. It's called "Don't Play It Safe." It came out in 2017.
Okay.
And it was a smooth vibe, like, you know, take the top off the convertible and kind of just drive down, you know, see the palm trees. It was a cool record.
Okay.
But Me and You is the pinnacle of Cassie.
Yeah, for sure. It's just us two. So, like, I'm going to run through the rest of these artists that we have on the list, and then we can just kind of...
Speed round?
Yeah, and we can just kind of decide who we want to talk about.
I'll probably throw something in there after every one of them.
Mims.
This is why I'm hot.
Silento.
Want me whip, want me nay.
Christina Milian. You gotta sing Dip It Low.
Dip It Low,
yeah.
then I'm slow.
Yeah.
Talk about some popping them things.
Pop that. Bubba Sparks.
Bubba had one, and he had two. He actually had 1.5 because I feel like his first song wasn't really a hit, but everybody was so excited to see a white guy rapping with Timbaland.
Yeah.
What's that? Ugly.
Yeah, I know Ugly. Yeah.
Up in here, but when Miss New Booty dropped,
yeah, Mr. New Booty. But we also know that Timbaland wrote Ugly. That thing sounds like Timbaland.
It sounds like Mr. Magoo.
Yes.
Hey, I saw when that thing where people was like, "Yo, who's your favorite rapper?" Oh no, somebody dropped a list of the worst rappers of all time.
I'm dead.
It was a top 50 list on Twitter of the worst rappers of all time, and Mr. Magoo was number one.
Why Mr. Magoo on
and I want to know why he's number one. He's such a nice guy.
Why,
man? Yeah, so that one. But when he dropped Miss New Booty,
Miss New Booty was good.
He said, "I don't need you, but you need me.
Get it together and bring it back to me."
That's definitely what you call it.
Hit the Players Club. All right, about a month or two. So we got Paul Wall. Now we're gonna talk about these guys because this could be slightly disrespectful a little bit, but we're gonna talk about.
I don't want to be, but you know what it is. We're talking about just on a grand scale, like on a national scale. Paul Wall, of course, has more hits for everybody who's down from Houston and from where he's at, and and like A-Leaf in that area down there. We're just not from there, and so we're looking at it on the national scale where those songs just didn't reach up here. But Paul Wall's style to me was so cool, like Sitting Sideways. I still listen to that joint because the beat was so raw.
Yeah.
That I just respect it. He just, he did just come out recently and say he doesn't shower as often as other people.
Oh, that's wild.
You know how like that group of celebrities like Ashton Kutcher, and they were like, we don't shower like that.
Paul Wall was in that.
He was, and there's a common denominator to all those people. Yeah. So proceed. Who's next on the list? We're gonna leave it like that.
So we're gonna stay in Houston. Mike Jones, and we put Mike Jones. All right, cool. Yeah, Mike Jones. 281-330-281. Okay, Fetty Wap.
Fetty Wap was not a one-hit wonder, but he had a very short run, and it should have been longer.
Very short. When he linked up with Fifth Harmony, I felt like he was.
But you know what that was, right? So that song by Fifth Harmony, that song, I'm gonna pull it up, but
the babe's been defined though, right? That one.
Yeah, it was his song. It was I think that's 679. It was his song. Somebody hit him up as like one of those pop producers heard that song and said, "This is the sound we need." Mm-hmm. They made the Fifth Harmony song that sounds just like it. It's the same song, different instruments, same beat, pretty much same chord progressions, right? And they clearly made a deal with him. He probably gets royalty rights on that song. He's probably credited as a writer on that joint too. And then they gave him a verse. And that's probably was the trade off in my opinion, because that's the only way I would have did it.
Yeah, that's
probably the trade off he went with. For them to be able to use that joint, because it's the exact same song.
Yeah, I'm definitely demanding a verse. I want writing credits and a verse.
Yeah, and that opened him up to a larger audience. Yeah, and that was kind of towards the end of his reign.
Fetty Wap had a good sound, man. He's definitely a one hit wonder. I wish would have stuck around.
He's not a one hit wonder though. He had four, and he had like four. He had My Way with Drake. All I gotta do is put my mind on it. Right, so he has that. He has, of course, Trap Queen. The Trap Queen, the bad door.
Trap Queen was good. Yeah.
Bad door. Right, and then 679.
Baby.
Yeah. So he had a bunch of joints that people really rock with. I think they just rushed him. The success was so much. We talk about this all the time. You gotta once your first joint move.
Yeah.
And you see people responding to it, you got to go back and make 100 joints because, especially in today's climate where everything is so microwave, like we talk about all the time, like, you know, people throw the songs away so quickly. Luckily for him, people have not thrown those songs away. We still hear Trap Queen to this day, and it's about to be 2022. Yeah. But in order to maintain that consistency, you got to keep dropping records like Her does. Her is consistently dropping records. Khalid is consistently dropping records. Yeah. You got to kind of go with that in order for your reign to continue. The Baby does it too. Doja Cat, do it. I
just question where Fetty Wap could have gone. Like what different sound? Like he gonna slow down for us? Like
he could have kept his actual sound, but you just gotta switch up some melodies and try some different things. There wasn't a single song that I thought was well written from him. Okay. But they had such great energy, and the choruses were strong. The verses weren't strong. The choruses are strong. Yeah. And that's what people remembered and they stuck with because the beats carried it and the choruses carried it. And maybe that's why it was so hard to make more because the writing, but you got to bring some other people in. We talk about that all the time.
Did he have an album though?
He did have an album.
He had an album?
He has an album, yeah. Wow. He has numerous albums now, actually. I think he has like 2 or 3. Wow. But that album, he had the album cover where he had his hand over his good eye and then the other eye. I'm dead. Was one and that was a dope concept. Yeah. I forget. Did he say he had like glaucoma or something? Like there was something. He had a medical condition and that's how he lost his eye. For real. Wow, yeah, I believe it. But he had a good run, strong run. And I think he just dropped something recently. And I know he had a couple deaths had a death in his family, and I hope he's doing well, and I hope more success to him. I hope he bounces back. I did try to DM him. Okay. Fun fact, friends. So, like I said last episode or 2 episodes ago, my new single, My Baby, is out right now on all digital streaming platforms. In case you didn't know, my new single, My Baby, is actually out right now on all digital streaming platforms. Mm-hmm. And by the way, my new single, My Baby, is out right now on all digital streaming platforms. So that song, My Baby, I don't know if I talked about it, but I wrote that song for another artist, right? He gave me 2 beats. He said, yo, write me a song. I wrote that song first. He didn't want it. And it was such a good song that I wanted to sell it to somebody. And I actually wanted to sell it to Fetty Wap. Mm-hmm. I DM'd him on Instagram. He never got back to me. I let it sit for a little while. And I was like, look, this song is too good for it to sit. And I just realized I didn't have the pull or the connections to get that song to him. Mm-hmm. Right? So I'm like, look, well, I can't let this song just sit. I didn't feel... It was like, you know, when you've been broke for a minute and you get some money and it's in cash and it's just sitting in your pocket. My mom used to always say it's burning a hole in your pocket, right? That song was burning a hole in my hard drive because I just thought it was such a great record. So then I just dropped it. But I really wanted that song to be for Fetty Wap. Yeah. And it's funny because the way it sounds doesn't necessarily sound like any of my other music. Yeah. But it's the fastest song I ever wrote. And the way I made that sound is I tried to pretend that I couldn't sing. So I wanted to sound like if what's my man's name? There's a guy. What's the rapper's name? Waukesha, do you love me when you love me not? What's his name? Moneybagg Yo. Mm. So I approached My Baby as if I was Moneybagg Yo trying to sing.
Got it.
Right? Mm-hmm. So I created a character and it came out sounding kind of like Fetty Wap. And I'll never run from that. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's what people hear when they hear the song now, and I'm all good with that. Shout out to Fetty Wap. I hope they spin his records. Yep. And go ahead and throw My Baby in there as well because it's available right now on all digital streaming platforms. Who else is on your list?
All right, so we got Jaquan.
Mr. New Improved Hood, huh? Yeah. Wait, hold on, but you can't skip over his biggest hit. Everybody in the club getting tipsy.
Yeah, so he has 2, but Tipsy is definitely the hit.
That was a great record.
Young L.A.
Ain't I?
Yeah. Designer, and this is one that
That's the biggest one of all time.
Yeah, man, what happened?
He said, Punna. He had some other songs, they just didn't hit. Yeah. They didn't hit how they were supposed to. He had one joint that was on Def Jam, dropped his mixtape a few years back where they just had a bunch of throwaway songs from different artists and they kind of just wanted to build some stuff. Yeah. It was a song with him, Designer, Pusha T, and Ty Dolla $ign, and that joint slapped. It's called Circle. Wait. That's Ty Dolla $ign singing it.
Of course it is.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that song was, it's a fire. We're going to listen to it after this.
Okay, cool. Yeah. And then we got Trinidad James.
That's second place right after. Yeah.
These people both of them were moving. Yeah. Ayo and Teo. Yeah.
That song had the little kids at the birthday parties going crazy with them it. Little black babies was dabbing ranches. They was dabbing ranches
like hot wings.
Man,
And then last, Boys in the Hood.
Yeah. It was taking too long to rag up. Bring it. No, what was the chorus? We them boys in the hood sell anything for profit. Mm-hmm. 5 in the morning on the corner clock.
So out of this list, who's a one-hit wonder that you wish would have kept going? Anybody on this list?
Cassie.
Yeah, okay, yeah, but Cassie stayed relevant through who she was dating. And,
but are we talking about her being relevant? Or are we talking about music?
Yeah, you're
music.
Right. Music. I'm sure Diddy was recording some stuff with her, but it didn't get out. And when she was working with Ryan Leslie, they were making some good music.
First of all, quick thing about Ryan Leslie. Mm-hmm. Ryan Leslie is one of the most underrated businessmen in the music industry that he doesn't get spoken of enough. Yeah. And before I bust into why he needs to be mentioned, his self-titled album Ryan Leslie that came out in 2009 is one of my favorite albums of all time.
I believe it.
I was making music that sounded like that.
Remember the YouTube videos when he was like showing him
in the studio? Yeah. Hey, he in the studio playing different instruments.
Trying to put me in a box.
He was in there dancing on the keys. Yeah. Hey, he said, we need a new instrument for this. And then when he ordered the trumpet, and then they had to deliver it, I was like, dang, I know he lying because Amazon don't move that fast.
He had his boy come and bring his trumpet in the box.
Man, the trumpet came in the box, and then he was playing that joint. But that album is one of my favorite albums. And the reason why I brought up Ryan Leslie, because he just made a couple $1 million off of his album that he sold independently, and he only sold 17,000 copies. Independence is powerful, man. Yeah. 17,000 copies, and he made I think it was something nuts, like $2 million. Wow. Because he is, and you'll see him on Instagram, you'll see his ads, and sometimes people think when they see celebrities and they doing ads, they just getting paid a couple dollars to do this and they trying to stay relevant. No, he's actually been giving out the gems for a few years now, and he's been doing things with he has his own cell phone business, and he was one of the first people that I saw using Community, the service that celebrities and people and everyday people can use too to send text messages directly to their fans and their customers. Yep. He's one of the first people I saw using that before I saw Diddy using it and people saying, "Oh, text me," all these different people. Yeah. Ryan Leslie was doing it. He is probably one of the best businessmen that we have in the music industry that's not spoken of, and he is the master at that direct to consumer. You know, straight to the people.
I mean, yeah, he's smart. He's always been a smart businessman. Yeah. And
he went to Harvard, right?
He did, yeah.
Man,
I think he dropped out his last year of college. He wanted to pursue music, and he has good music too. It's not like songs. He's not good at that.
What's your favorite Ryan Leslie record?
Addiction.
I'm addicted to you.
I like Diamond Girl too.
Diamond Girl was the one where he slid up the keys, all the black keys.
Yeah,
that was fire. I'm trying to think of what my favorite one, because I love that whole album. He has a song called Just Right. That don't slap. Yeah. It's between that and a song called Out the Blue. Great album. Great guy. Yeah. Somebody that, I get inspired by just based on his business acumen and just his love for his art and how he finds ways to evolve and enhance. So shout out to Ryan Leslie. RLS.
Yeah. So for me, I would say that off this list, who I would have liked to have seen kept going.
Salento?
Not quite. I could have used more from Fetty Wap, and I could have probably used more from Sunshine Anderson and Blue Cantrell, they both were out around the same time, and those their one hit songs were really good. I could have seen them.
I'd have been down for more Sunshine for sure.
Yeah, I could have seen them continue.
In a group.
Yeah, I could have. Yeah, I could see it. I could see it.
Group called?
Blue Sunshine.
Heard. Blue Shine. Blue Shine.
Jaquan probably could have given us a couple more party bangers.
Yeah. The new improved hood hop.
And Christina Milian, I don't know.
You wanna know what I always felt about with Christina Milian is that she was always having to compete with Ashanti and Jennifer Lopez.
And she's not winning that one.
And the thing is, I just felt like both of them, the advantage that they had over her is that their songs were better written. You know what I mean? Yeah. It seemed like they just had better writers, and Jennifer Lopez had more of a push. And because I just feel like she didn't have a team backing her, like a public team backing her, like Ashanti had Murder Inc. You know what I'm saying? J-Lo is J-Lo.
Yeah.
Right? She's got all these movies, and she was already coming from pop. She had Love Don't Cost a Thing already, which is ironic because Christina Milian was in the movie.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, I feel like if Christina Milian had that same kind of backing, like someone else co-signing her, then she could have gone farther in music. But she's still making money today. She's always in movies.
Yeah, I was gonna say
she has like Netflix films.
I think that her acting career,
for sure,
has held her down.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm a fan of her.
Yeah,
to this day, and she has a lot of different business ventures as well that she talks about or her Instagram and stuff like that. So shout out to her. I would love some more music from her. Yeah,
for sure.
Who else is on that list? Anybody else you think?
That's all I got, honestly.
Yes. 57 people. You said, Christina Milian. It's all good.
Yeah, I mean, nope.
No.
All
right.
No. Designer, maybe.
I'm cool.
Yeah. You don't want no Ayo and Teo? You want no more ranch?
Yeah, I wasn't dabbing ranching anyway.
Yeah.
It's cool. Yeah, proceed.
Man, we got so much more to talk about. So
let's get to it.
Let's get moving. So, okay. So we definitely got to talk about this. So this craziness happening with Bow Wow, claiming his space, claiming his spot.
You gotta claim your space.
On the Millennium Tour, he pretty much was saying he was tired of people complaining and, saying that they weren't happy and all this other stuff. And he felt like he was the hardest working person on the tour. He feels like he made the Scream Tour what it was, and then now doing this Millennium Tour. And he feels like he's the biggest artist on the tour. He feels like the reason that people are coming they're coming to see him. What do you feel about that? Like, I mean, you got Omarion on the ticket. You got a lot of people on the ticket.
Another big piece of that you're missing is I think they were complaining, or he was complaining about how short his set was. Mm-hmm. Right? I think he only has like 15 minutes or something like that, and that's absurd. Yeah. So the thing about it, what we can't keep doing, man, is people keep trying to. I don't like how people outgrew Bow Wow. Bow Wow spearheaded all of that.
It was
without Bow Wow, we wouldn't have been looking for no Lil Romeo.
Yeah,
we wasn't really checking no. He spearheaded all that. Lil Romeo, B2K, Pretty Ricky, all of them came after Bow Wow's reign.
Think about that same thing. It's the same thing that happened.
Sammy.
Same thing that happened with Soulja Boy. Same thing that happened with Justin Bieber.
Soulja Boy too.
But people are like, they love them when they're young and like they're so cool, and then when they like, oh man, they're not cool anymore. No, like. Yes, he did ignite this whole movement with these people that you just named.
He did. So when it was a Scream Tour,
they
can't forget that whole like Bow Wow Omarion thing they was working on. Let me hold when he had the brown bandana on. Who wears a brown bandana with the braids over?
I have no idea.
Only Bow Wow, only Shot.
But I definitely had the Bow Wow braids back in the day.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I never had any sort of cornrow.
That's good.
No cornrow.
Not one cornrow?
Not one cornrow.
Wow.
That's great. But we got to put respect on Bow Wow's name. And I thought he proved that when he did the verses.
Yeah.
He put the mic down and they sang the song for him. Bow Wow had and has the juice. And you know what? One thing about Bow Wow that people can keep forgetting about him? He is an amazing performer.
Yeah, that's what he was saying too.
He's a great performer because he's JD. It was true. JD and Snoop and everybody else around him. Real artist development with him.
He's been doing this since he was a kid.
Don't fake on Like Mike.
Nah, Like Mike was like
Bow Wow was a cultural reset. And you know who came after Bow Wow that was a real cultural reset? It wasn't Omarion. It was Chris Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Bow Wow took over and he was running it for a really long time. People were trying to catch him. Romeo was trying to catch him. All these little guys was popping up trying to catch him. And B2K kind of had their own run.
Yeah.
Which was good. Pretty Ricky had their run. And then when Chris Brown came, all that stopped. And we can't act like it didn't.
That's true.
And then Chris Brown came and Trey Songz came right after him. And they were kind of neck and neck for a while.
Yeah.
But the difference was the entertainment aspect, right? Omarion was in that mix with B2K and then he went solo.
For sure.
But we can't fake and act like Omarion's reach was ever as high as Bow Wow's. It wasn't.
Nah, I think that if anything, this rant that Bow Wow has gone on has kind of reminded us of the impact that he has had.
It's warranted.
I don't know if he needs to be doing this, but it sounds like he's frustrated about it. Like he's over it. And
there was that comment on the post where someone posted about the tour on Instagram, like some sort of media outlet posted about it. And they're like, oh, like Bow Wow's back and back with Omarion, and they're going. And Omarion commented on it because it came off as if he didn't like the order in which they put the names.
Right.
He commented on it and said, well, he's actually with me because I guess this is the Millennium Tour that Omarion put together.
Got it.
But it's just kind of like, bro, what you doing? You know what I mean? Like, And I mean, I don't understand his headspace at all, but I think just because I know us, we wouldn't do something like that. Yeah. You should never have to do that. You should never have to try to put yourself in a higher position than somebody, because based on who you are, it should just be what it is.
Right.
And so that was kind of weird, and I think that was kind of the last straw for Bow Wow. And I feel bad for him that it had to come off that way, because you should never have to speak out like that. Yeah,
I mean, but hey, look, sometimes it takes those things for, you just speak out and be like, look, let me just let you know who I am. Don't forget.
Yeah. And to answer the question,
yeah,
Omarion was never bigger than Bow Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I gotta agree. Omarion definitely is up there. He's, he had his run. Yeah. He has a lot of good music. He did the whole group thing and solo and had great success. But yeah, Bow Wow was a movement. He was a movement, man. Like Bow
Wow was a movement.
Yeah, I remember trying to be like Bow Wow for real. And I was a kid.
We all wanted to be like Bow Wow. Yeah. Bow Wow's album, whatever that one, the green one was the first album I bought.
Yeah.
I'm a singer, and I bought the Bow Wow album.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, this dude is cool, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And he can spit. Like, we can't even say that either. Like, he can still get busy. Like, it's not like
he was Mr. 106 in Park.
Yeah,
he was always on 106 in Park.
Always there.
Shout out to AJ from 106 in Park.
He better speak to you next time you run into him too.
Oh, no problems.
Or he
AJ,
might get
man.
these hands.
No, he's a big guy.
I didn't say from who.
Nope. Nobody. Edit. Because he's like 6'4".
Okay, I'm not gonna say he might get these hands. He might get them hands.
Hey, listen, bro. You know I'm just being nice, bro. I don't want no problem. You already know how I get down. All right. Anyway, listen.
Yeah.
Bow Wow is a legend.
Yeah.
Omarion had a great run. He's also a legend. All these guys are legends. That green album, whatever the album was that Bow Wow had, my favorite song, I still know to this day. It was a song called "Pick of the Litter."
Wow.
Yeah, bro.
Reference to me and the dog.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
It was a great album, and it's just he set the standard.
Yeah.
And everybody tried to follow it moving forward. Shout out to Lil Romeo. Who else tried to follow? It was a bunch of little dudes that they didn't even make it out the gate.
I mean, Lil Romeo was definitely the closest, but I know Sammy was out during that time too.
Shout out to Sammy.
And these are all artists.
Shout out to Sean.
These are all artists who had good runs and good, they were doing good things, but they just weren't Bow Wow. Yeah.
So we got to make sure you put respect on his name. So we can breeze past that, because I don't want no beef with Omarion. He's swole, bro.
Omarion.
Yeah, bro. It's a lot of people out here. I don't want no beef with him. Yeah.
Proceed. This next section, in one of our episodes, we kind of talked about the king of R&B, and then we brought it back in the clapback.
Clap back.
There was a post that was up, and it was talking about just R&B, like different topics of R&B, and I kind of wanted to address a few. Okay. So we'll just I'll ask you, and then I'll answer too.
All right, I'll try.
Who is your favorite R&B singer of all time? R&B singer of all time.
Marvin Gaye.
Marvin Gaye. Okay. My favorite R&B. Man, this is tough because this is tough. All right. This is tough for me. Cause I'm an R&B head. All right, so my favorite R&B singer of all time. I'm gonna just say that. I'm gonna say two because I can't say one. My favorite R&B singer of all time who is no longer living is Luther Vandross. My favorite R&B singer of all time who is living is Brian McKnight.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah. So R&B singer that grew on me. R&B singer who grew on you.
Huh. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
This is gonna be kind of funny. You know who grew on me? I respect their music. Like they make like pretty good songs. Mm-hmm. Jacquees. He grew on me. I don't. I like some of his music.
So he's the king of R&B to you.
He was never that.
He's your king.
I don't have a king, bro. I don't have a king. I am he. But some of his songs are pretty good.
Okay.
I get what they were doing with him, and it kind of grew me. I was like, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. R&B artist who grew on me.
Silento.
No.
Silento.
Man, I don't know if this person grew on me, but I think over time I became a real fan of this person. Like I never like disliked this person or anything like that, but I like started paying closer attention, and honestly it was Tank. He was a voice that like stood out, obviously, and I think every singer is just all like attracted to Tank's voice and the things that he does. But I actually really started listening more to like the formatting of his music and the writing and the evolution of him as an artist. So I'm not sure if he grew on me so much. I liked him from the beginning, but definitely an artist I've grown to really become a fan of.
Sure, that's a good one.
Most overrated R&B singer. And it doesn't have to be a negative connotation with these. It doesn't have to be a negative connotation.
We got to answer this one?
Nah, we shouldn't. We'll cut that. Most underrated R&B singer.
For me, it would be between Joe and Eric Benet. Yeah, them boys nice, man.
Yeah, both of them. For me, I was gonna say Maxwell. I think Maxwell gets his respect, but
he's so underrated.
He's definitely underrated.
Yeah,
he's when you say top 5, who's my R&B, like whatever, like Maxwell is up there for sure.
I'll take that.
Yeah,
but I had to throw Joe up in there because All the Things Your Man Won't Do is one of the greatest songs I ever heard in my life.
Yeah. Oof, the bridge.
No, I'm not gonna mess with that. Yeah. I've been drinking. That song is so great. It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
And Eric Benet.
Yeah.
Eric Benet and Luke James have very similar voices to me.
I hear that. I never thought about that.
And that's all I'll say about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love all of their music. So, what else you got?
So, man, we've been rolling this episode. You put this on the list.
I did.
Esther Dean's pen game. You want to talk about that? Yeah, Esther Dean's
So I was I'm getting acquainted with TikTok.
You want to sorry, you want to pass that whiskey?
Yeah,
You've been a little empty for a minute. This new whiskey was it was good. It did the job. Appreciate it, man.
Let's shout them out one more time. Shout out to Virginia Distillery, and the drink is called Courage and Conviction. Is it giving you courage and conviction?
Absolutely.
Huh.
Yeah.
Heard you. So back to the topic while you pour up.
Yeah. You good? Are you?
You sure you okay? I see where you at with it.
It's Whiskey Wednesday.
Yeah, I see where you're going. I don't really appreciate because it's kind of crazy. Because you poured yourself like,
my fault.
And then you kind of stopped my, okay, that's good. Okay, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That was a little different. Where is this? So I was just like on TikTok trying to get acquainted with it, understand it, and there was a video where they were talking about different songs, like hit songs and who wrote them and other like artists who wrote them, right?
Yeah.
So I noticed that Ester Dean's name came up like more than anyone else.
Oh, she got hits.
And I was like, okay. I knew she was a legend already. But then I was like, oh, okay. Well, let's see what else she's written. So I'm trying to think. And
before Ester Dean, if you guys have seen Pitch Perfect, she is one of the Bellas. She also she's a judge on what's the show called? Song I
don't know that thing.
Songland?
Okay.
She's a judge on Songland. I also think she's going to be a judge on this new show, Cover Band, Clash of the Cover Bands.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Yeah. So I was just like looking through it. I'm like, well, what else has she written that I don't know about? I didn't know, for some reason I should have known this. I didn't know that she wrote Rude Boy by Rihanna.
Yeah, a lot of the songs too you can hear her. You can
hear it afterwards, yeah. Super Bass, Nicki Minaj.
Yeah. And I will say this too. I when I like listen to songs, I'm like, this is what happens for real. I'm like, did Ester Dean write this or did Sia write this?
Yeah.
They're really close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be a dope versus. Oof. Sia and Ester Dean. What in the world? Swiss. That'd be a different one. What's My Name, Rihanna, S&M, Rihanna, Firework, Katy Perry, Already Taken, Trace. I'm already taken. Tiny Temper. I don't know nothing about no Tiny Temper. Usher getting my Usher Little Freak. I knew that. Hot Toddy Usher. Yeah, she was all in the room for those. Beyonce Countdown. Kelly Clarkson, Mr. Know-It-All, David Guetta, Turn Me Up, Mary J. Blige.
Yeah.
She wrote a bunch of joints for Mary J. Blige. Oh, my man Genuine in here. What else? Jennifer Hudson, Gone, Stay. She has so many on Rihanna's album. My favorite Rihanna album, Talk That Talk. She's on You the One, Where Have You Been, Talk That Talk, We All Want Love, Drunk on Love, Rock Me Out, Farewell, Fool in Love. Her pen is nuts.
She wrote Firework. Did you get Firework in there too?
I did get Firework, but say it again.
She's Firework.
She wrote Firework. Katy Perry.
You got Mr. Know-It-All?
Yeah. She wrote for Keke Palmer. I didn't know Keke Palmer had records. She wrote for Rita Ora, Sean Paul.
Keke Palmer just had
a
great national anthem performance.
She said, "Is that the stallion? It's your girl." She wrote Priyanka Chopra. Priyanka Chopra got records?
You got Pills and Potions?
Nah, I ain't get Pills and Potions. Wrote for B.O.B. Cassie. Cassie's back.
The moral of the story is she got hits and she's
Come and Get
paid.
It, Selena Gomez. When you're ready, go get it.
That's a hit.
That sounds like her.
Yeah, it sounds like she has hits and she's paid. And one thing about it is
gonna eat for the rest of
when
her
you
life.
are a writer and you have credits like that from different artists, you're getting paid.
She wrote for Florence and the Machine. David Guetta.
Paid.
She's gonna eat for the rest of her life. She wrote for Leona Lewis. Solo Quiero. She has so many records and those are just songs that she wrote for other people. We're not even talking about the music that she has for herself.
Yeah.
She is probably one of the most underrated people for anyone outside of the music industry or musicians who don't pay it, who aren't musicians.
Yeah.
She's probably overlooked in that aspect, but everybody who knows music for real knows that she is a legend.
Yep.
And when she goes down, when it goes down, she might be one of the greatest. I think I'm not gonna put a number on it, but it's high.
Yeah.
Top 5, and she not 5.
No. You think the best verses for her would be Sia?
As far as another woman writer, it's possible.
She hanging with Ryan Tedder?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, she hang with him. She might beat him.
Yeah.
She might beat him, but he's gonna definitely score a solid 10.
Is she beating
at least?
She beating Neo?
I think she beat Neo.
She beating Johnson?
I don't know if she beat Neo. I think she can. I think she can hang with all of them.
I agree. I do.
Neo,
I'm just naming
Johnson,
artists.
There was one other person that
was
The Dream. I think
The Dream. Yeah,
that might be the hardest matchup out of them all.
I'm naming writers, so I'm like, who's in that room?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's definitely in the room.
She's at that table though.
Yeah,
with
she
all
is.
of them.
No doubt.
Undoubtedly.
Yeah.
And that's amazing stuff, man.
Yeah.
That is amazing stuff.
It's just one of those things like when you think about like authors, like famous authors and poets and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. In our day and age, you gotta give flowers to these songwriters because your favorite songs by your favorite artists. A lot of times, the masterminds behind things aren't necessarily at the forefront. You don't go back and look like who actually wrote this song, and a lot of the names that you're gonna see will reappear a lot.
Yeah.
And these people are writing great music. So yeah,
that's good stuff, man.
Yeah.
I'm a fan. I respect it. I want to be like her when I grow up.
Same.
Yeah,
Same.
Is. What else you got?
So that's actually kind of what we had for this episode. We had some good whiskey, and now we moving on to the Rollins Creek, and
that Rollins Creek about to smack me.
Yeah, it's good stuff, man. The game's a game. It's Whiskey Wednesday.
You know what time it is.
We got the Twisties.
Absolutely.
So now it's time.
Can we do it?
Yeah.
All right, y'all. So it's time for the recipe.
Mm-hmm.
I promised you all something. In episode 4, I said that I was going to give you a country song, actually, that I thought was well written. So, I have a country song today that I'm going to play because we're all in different genres of music, and it's about the music itself and not just about hip-hop and R&B. And we want you to understand that songwriting and storytelling is so important and so essential to making good records that we're going to branch out. So, today's song is by Ingrid Andress. That is her name. Her name is Ingrid Andress. And it's a country song from 2019. It's called More Hearts Than Mine. If you know this song, then I know you love it. If you don't know it, when you hear it, and then we talk about it a little bit, you will understand where I'm coming from. So with that, I'm ready to go ahead and play it. You down?
Mm-hmm. Let's do it.
All right, here we go.
Expenses.
That is one of the sweetest songs I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where, like, words just stick.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it's, The writing is so creative and yet so simple that the words literally. I felt it the first time I listened to this song, and she said the title line, "Breaking more hearts than mine." Once I understood what it meant, it stuck right to my heart when I heard it. I was like, "Oh man, how dare you write something so nice, so good." That was such good writing right there. Like, so what do we say every episode? What makes a good, well-written song? It's either what, everybody? What, Pod Squad? A conversation or a story. That's right, kids. This song is both. Yeah. Right? It's telling she's riding in the car with her boyfriend she's been dating for 6 months, and she's like, "Look, when we get there, this is what you can expect. My dad gonna take you fishing. He gonna check your tires. He gonna pour you whiskey over ice. My mom's gonna love you. My sister's gonna crack jokes to turn you red and make you laugh. My friends are gonna tell you embarrassing stories about me. And all these people are gonna be so invested in our relationship and grow to love you because I love you." And so if you break up with me, you break up with them, and you'll also break their hearts. You're breaking more hearts than mine. Those are such beautiful words, and I am honored to have heard this song in this lifetime. Wow. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's real.
You ever feel that way? Like, certain things are just so extraordinary that you're just honored to have heard it. And this song is like I'm watching a movie. You know what I mean? Like, it's a movie for my ears. That's what I get when I watch, and I love how they switch it on the back end. So like, she's already told us twice what her father will do. Oh, he'll take you fishing, he'll check your tires, he'll pour you whiskey over ice. But then on the way back, she's like, "Oh, if we break up, he's actually gonna pour me whiskey over ice." And when he sees me crying, and he's gonna lie and say he never liked you. That's such creative writing, and it's so sweet and so simple. And I liked how they kept the instrumentation very simple. So it kind of feels like it's just a little trot, right? Like, you can be riding a little horse and it's just trotting along. It keeps that steady rhythm, and that gives her the space to tell this story. You know, there's not too much movement going on around her, but all the swelling and when they decide to get a little louder gradually and bring it back down, or maybe do a little suspension or different things like that. They do it at very tasteful times so as not to necessarily take away from what she's saying, but when she's not speaking, to enhance the overall auditory experience. This song is great. It is a great song, and I promised y'all I would share it with you, and so I had to circle back and share this song with you. Such great writing. Very simple song, Expenses, and one of my favorites so far that I have brought up for the recipe. Brother. It's
a very lighthearted expense.
You
know, so for me, this is my first time hearing the song, and you know, I noticed that it was all acoustic, which was cool. Was there a little percussion in there? Or was
it was
okay?
A little drums.
So you know, starting out definitely acoustic, and then. The first thing I noticed was just the mix, and people may argue with me, but from what I've heard, the most expensive sounding mixing and instrumentation that I've heard comes from country music. It's expensive. Like, I mean, you know, down in Nashville and stuff like that, when they are those studios and those studio musicians and those engineers. They take that very seriously, as far as getting that live instrumentation sounding right and having a certain warmth to the sound and cleanliness to it. So I wasn't necessarily surprised to hear how clean this mix sounded. And I also noticed her tone in her voice. This is our first time hearing her sing, but her tone gives me slight Miley Cyrus a little bit. Which
roots.
Which isn't surprising from, you know, her background with her dad, and then of course Dolly Parton. You know, so Miley Cyrus kind of having that, you know, that country influence in her blood definitely pokes through in the tone of her singing. And just to, you know, you definitely touched on it, but just the storytelling aspect of this song, it kept me listening and interested the entire time. She was walking us through and painting a picture of you know, how things will be, and explaining this to her boyfriend. I'm like, this is real life. Like, these are things that You know, if you're dating somebody and you gotta, hey, look, you know, my mom might kind of give you a hard time when you walk in. You don't pay much attention to her. She's gonna warm up to you, or you know, my dad, you know, he might ask you a couple of questions, just kind of trying to get to know you, but things like that. And that's what she's explaining to him. And I just really thought it was a very cool way of writing and storytelling. Her pen actually kind of reminds me a lot of Taylor Swift. Sure. In the regard to, it's very lighthearted. Can definitely see this in some type of movie, or just, you know, as a song that people will gravitate to. I could definitely see this being performed at the Grammys.
If it wasn't already.
Yeah, and I just this was a good pick, man. This is a kind of a breath of fresh air. So good stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was just such good writing, and I just really enjoyed it, and it's just every time I hear it, the very first time we get to that line, if we break up, I'll be fine, but you'll be breaking more hearts than mine. I'm like, oh,
it's real.
It's so good when it's relatable like that.
Yeah.
When the words when they feel so honest like that, and it's not some far-fetched story. You know, it's not super elaborate as far as like lifestyle. It's like, this is everyday stuff right here.
Yeah.
We've talked about that before, how people go through real life things and music connects with them, and people will remember where they were when they heard that song and what they were going through. So imagine if someone is going through a similar situation and they hear this song, what this song could do for them. Yeah. And that's the responsibility that comes with music a lot of times, and we got to kind of balance that as artists, and I just feel like she did a great job with it, her and the other writers involved. There were looks like there were just two other writers. So her name is Ingrid Andress, someone named Sam Ellis, and someone else named Derek Sutherland were the writers on this song. So one more time, the recipe for this is
what's the recipe?
Excellent storytelling and conversation, creative writing, understanding how to revisit. So repetition, right? Repetition so that people can remember things, right? And as you go back in history and we look at nursery rhymes, we'll have things like, let's say like, what was it, the three little pigs, that was called? Right? So you got the three little pigs, and each one of their houses is a different material, but that their story is pretty much the same until you get to the last one, right? Or like Goldilocks and the Three Bears, right? The story is the same until you get to the last one, right? So, and that's the same kind of writing here.
Yeah.
You've got the theme is presented to you 3 times. The first time it's like, hey, look, this is what we're going to do. You're going to go meet my mom. She falls in love faster than I do. My dad's going to check your tires, pour you whiskey, take you fishing. My friends are going to do this. She talks about that twice. And then the third time she says, after we break up, my mom's going to console me. My father is going to pour me the whiskey this time. Right? So this time it's different. That third time is different, but it still fits into that same theme. So this is the time when the big bad wolf tries to huff and puff and blow the house down. It doesn't work because it's made of brick, right? But we get the theme. That's creative writing. That's learning from the things that came before you,
right?
And it's just a well-written song. Just being creative, being relatable, keeping it simple, but being witty. That is what the recipe is from Ingrid Andress.
I love it, man. It's a good pick.
Good stuff, man.
Yeah.
And on that note, I'm good.
I'm good too. Before we head out, definitely want to give a shout out to the Pod Squad. You guys are the best.
You guys are great.
Man, I could see this, going on to episode 600, with you guys riding with us. So we just always want to say we appreciate you guys.
Absolutely.
Please make sure that you are sharing this podcast and letting your friends and your family know about us. And
please.
We also want to give another shout out to Courage and Conviction, local whiskey company. Really good stuff. Glad you bought this. Yeah,
the Virginia Distillery Company, and the drink is called Courage and Conviction.
Yeah.
We appreciate the sample size. We'll have to talk to you guys and maybe get another bottle and try something else you have. This is great stuff.
For sure.
Delicious. And this is also another great episode.
Yeah.
Give us your feedback too. Like, talk to us about the episode. Talk to us about the recipe. Talk to us about the topics.
Yep.
Speak to the pod account directly at Whiskey Wed Pod.
That's right. So if you guys are listening to us on YouTube, if you're listening to us on Spotify, the Apple Podcast app, Anchor, wherever you're listening to us. Please make sure you guys give us feedback and comments as you always do. We appreciate you guys and thank you for listening. And it's another successful Whiskey Wednesday.
Whiskey Wednesdays.
Hey, Brandon, pour me another one.